Strategic management. Presentation number 1, Amazon. Presented by Vichra, Vorn, David Valenzuela, Tran, K. Baker, and Mariah Cano Day. Amazon's company strategy. Amazon's strategy operates using Porter's 5 competitive forces, aligning with both low cost and differentiation strategies. Amazon's strategy is to achieve and sustain competitive advantage by diversifying industries that can benefit from Amazon's core competencies. Amazon has successfully done this by entering and disrupting traditional industries through technology, logistics, and being customer obsessed. Amazon is guided by 4 main principles, also known as their core business strategies. The 4 main principles are: prioritize customer obsession over competitor focus, continuously drive innovation, maintain strong commitment to operational excellence and cost leadership, and think long-term when making decisions. The mentality that Amazon has inherited from day one is to do everything with the same energy and entrepreneurial spirit as if it was the first day.
According to Lecture 1, strategy is an overarching plan of action designed to achieve a sustained competitive advantage, not just short-term performance improvements or operational effectiveness. In this context, the key question is not whether Amazon is currently successful, but whether its advantage can be maintained over time. Lecture 1 also distinguishes between a competitive advantage and a sustained competitive advantage. A sustained competitive advantage exists when a firm is able to maintain its advantage over rivals for an extended period of time, rather than achieving only a temporary edge. Amazon fits this definition because its strategy has been consistent for decades and is built around long-term value creation rather than short-term profitability. One of the most important concepts from Lecture 1 is the idea of strategic commitments. Strategic commitments are actions that are costly, long-term oriented, and difficult to reverse. Amazon has repeatedly made these types of commitments by prioritizing long-term growth, reinvestments, and scale over immediate profits. These commitments signal that Amazon is not pursuing short-term gains, but rather positioning itself for long-term dominance. Lecture 1 also emphasizes the importance of distinguishing strategy from business models. Strategy explains why a firm competes the way it does, while the business model explains how the strategy is implemented. Amazon's competitive advantage is rooted in its strategy, its long-term commitment to customers' value and sustained advantage, rather than any single business model or operational tactic. Finally, Lecture 1 makes clear that performance outcomes such as profitability or market capitalization are results of strategy, not strategy itself. Amazon's sustained competitive advantage should therefore be evaluated based on its long-term strategic commitments and consistency over time, rather than the short-term financial results. And Amazon clearly demonstrates a sustained competitive advantage.
Amazon has had the same vision since day one. It's to be Earth's most customer-centric company. Amazon's mission is how Amazon accomplishes their vision by aiming to make customers' lives better daily. So they strive to offer customers the lowest possible prices, the best selection, and also the best convenience for online purchases. Amazon's values, also known as Amazon's leadership principles, are customer obsession, ownership, invent and simplify, are right a lot, learn and be curious, hire and develop the best, insist on the highest standards, think big, bias for action, futility, earn trust, dive deep, have backbone, disagree and commit, deliver results, strive to be Earth's most best employer, and success and scale bring broad responsibility.
Amazon Strategies operates at three levels: corporate, business, and functional. At the corporate level, Amazon pursues related diversification by operating across connected industry such as e-commerce, cloud computing, streaming devices, advertising, and create a strong synergy among its services while maintaining a long-term growth focus, continue reinvestment. At the business level, Amazon follow a cost leadership strategy at economics of scale, operation efficiency, automation, and its prime subscription model to offer low price, build customer loyalty, and increase switching costs. At functional levels, Amazon supports this strategy through automated warehouse, robotic cross-selling across its ecosystem, and strong profitability from AWS, which help fund innovation while allowing thin retail margins. Amazon's leadership structure is heterogeneous, meaning it's composed of the individuals with diverse professional backgrounds, experience, genders, and perspectives. This company combines internal leaders who understand Amazon culture and operation with external independent directors who provide objective oversight and fresh insight. This diversity aligns closely with Amazon overall strategies because the company operates across multiple business segments, all of which require different area expertise. As a result, this leadership structure strengthens decision making within a complex global platform ecosystem, encourages innovation and a long-term growth, and helps reduce risk when making large-scale investments such as AWS. Amazon is shaped by a range of politically government policies and corporate taxes influence how big tech companies operate. Economic inflation affect consumer spending and interest rate impact investment and borrowing decisions. Social trends such as the growing demand for sustainability and the shift of toward online shopping are changing consumer expectation. Technology's advancement drive e-commerce platform innovation while cybersecurity threat required environment pressure push companies to adopt sustainable practice and demographic changes, including the risk of tech-savvy younger consumer, aging population is developed markets, and growth of across-border e-commerce.
Lecture 2 explains that the purpose of the five forces model is to analyze how industry structure shapes profitability, rather than focusing on the strengths or weaknesses of an individual firm. Applying this model helps determine how attractive or unattractive an industry is over time. First, the threat of new entrants in Amazon industry is low. Lecture 2 notes that high entry barriers reduce the risk of new competitors entering an industry. In this case, large capital requirements, strong economics of scale, and brand loyalty make it difficult for new firms to enter and compete effectively. These barriers protect incumbent firms and help stabilize industry structure. Second, the bargaining power of buyers is moderate to high. Lecture 2 explains that the buyer power increases when switching costs are low, when buyers have access to price information. In online retail, customers can easily compare prices and switch between sellers, which increases buyer leverage and puts downward pressure on prices. Third, the bargaining power of suppliers is relatively low. According to Lecture 2, suppliers have less power when they are dependent on a few large buyers or when switching suppliers is feasible. In Amazon's industry, suppliers often rely on large platforms to reach customers, which limits their ability to exert pricing power. Fourth, the threat of substitutes is moderate. Lecture 2 defines substitutes as products or services that satisfy similar customers' needs. Brick-and-mortar retail and alternative online platforms act as substitutes and limit how much firms in the industry can raise prices, even if they offer convenience or variety. Finally, rivalry among existing competitors is high. Lecture 2 explains the intense rivalry occurs in industries with strong competition for market share, often resulting in price competition and reduced profitability. Overall, the five forces suggest that Amazon operates in a highly competitive industry where structural forces place ongoing pressure on profitability. Lecture 2 explains that strategic groups are sets of firms within the same industry that pursue similar strategies and, as a result, experience the most direct competition. This framework helps narrow analysis from the entire industry to the firms that actually compete with each other on a similar strategic dimensions. In the retail industry, Amazon belongs to a large-scale, broad market strategic group. This strategic group is characterized by firms that offer wide product assortments, compete across national and global markets, emphasize competitive pricing, and operate at very high sales volumes. These shared characteristics place firms in the same strategic group because they pursue similar approaches to competing in the marketplace. Firms such as Walmart and Alibaba fall into the same strategic group as Amazon because they compete along the same key dimensions identified in Lecture 2, including scale, pricing strategy, and market scope. These firms are not niche or specialized retailers, but rather broad market competitors that aim to serve a wide range of customers across many product categories. Lecture 2 emphasizes that competition is strongest within a strategic group rather than across the entire industry. This means Amazon's most significant competitive pressure comes from firms that share similar strategic positions rather than from smaller or specialized retailers that operate under different strategic constraints. Smaller or niche retailers fall into different strategic groups because they differ in scale, pricing approach, and geographic reach. As a result, they face different competitive pressures and do not compete as directly with Amazon. Understanding Amazon's strategic group helps explain where its most intense competition exists and why rivalry is not evenly distributed across all firms.
I'm going to explain Amazon resources, capabilities, and core competencies using the resource-based view from Lecture 3. First, looking at Amazon resources, we can divide them into tangible and intangible. On the tangible side, Amazon has a massive global fulfillment network. They own warehouses all over the world. They own delivery trucks and even Amazon airplanes. They also have AWS data center and a very strong financial capital, which allow them to invest aggressively into innovation and expansion. On the intangible side, Amazon has an extreme valuable asset like its brand reputation, customers' trust, massive amount of customer data, the Prime ecosystem, the proprietary technology. They are not physical, but they are extremely powerful in creating competitive advantage. Now, moving to capabilities. Capabilities are how Amazon uses a resource. Amazon is very strong at logistic coordination, which allow them to deliver product faster than most competitors. They are also highly advanced in data analytics and AI, which help them personalize recommendation and improve the customer experience. Another key capability is platform management because Amazon successfully connect buyers and third-party sellers. And of course, they have deep expertise in cloud computing through AWS. When we combine resources and capabilities, we get Amazon core competencies. Amazon main core competencies are world-class fulfillment speed, scalable cloud infrastructure through AWS, data-driven personalization, and ecosystem integration across Prime, Marketplace, and AWS. These competencies allow Amazon to create more valuable than competitors and support their long-term competitive advantage. Overall, Amazon doesn't just own assets. They use them strategically and efficiently, which make them their advantage sustainable.
When we look at Amazon through the VRIO framework, it helps explain why the company has maintained such a strong competitive position for so long. Starting with value, Amazon's resources clearly strengthen both performance and profitability. The brand carries a high level of trust, and customers expect convenience and reliability without really thinking twice. That expectation drives repeat purchases and long term loyalty. At the same time, Amazon's logistics network allowed the company to deliver quickly and efficiently, which improves customer satisfaction while lowering costs at the scale. And beyond retail, AWS plays a major role in overall profitability, giving Amazon financial strength and flexibility that many competitors simply don't have. In terms of rarity, what really separates Amazon is how interconnected everything is. The company operates across e commerce, cloud computing, advertising, and subscription services in a way that reinforces each segment. Very few firms compete at the level of scale across multiple industries simultaneously. The depth of customer data collected across these platforms also gives Amazon insights that are extremely difficult to replicate. And when it comes to imitation, competitors may copy certain features, but they can't really easily duplicate decades of infrastructure development, technological investment, and supply chain expansion. On top of that, Amazon's culture emphasizes long term thinking and continuous innovation, which makes catching up even more difficult. Finally, Amazon is structured to fully capture the value of these resources. Its divisional structure allows focus within each business segment while still leveraging shared systems and data. The company consistently reinvests in infrastructure and technology, which strengthens its advantage over time. Because Amazon's resources are valuable, rare, difficult to imitate, and well organized, the company maintains a sustained competitive advantage, especially through AWS and its logistics capabilities.
For Amazon's heterogeneous and immobile resources, first, heterogeneous mean resources that are unique and not all firms possesses. Immobile mean resources that are difficult to transfer, buy, or imitate. Amazon has several resources that fit both of these definitions. The first one is proprietary customer data. Amazon has collected years of purchase history, search behavior, and usage patterns from millions of customers. This data allow them to personalize recommendation and improve the customer experience. Competitors cannot simply buy this level of behavioral data. It has been built over time, which make it both unique and immobile. The second resource is AWS infrastructure. Amazon Web Services was developed over decades and required massive capital investment and technical expertise. While other companies offer cloud services, Amazon's scale, reliability, and integration with its ecosystem make it extremely difficult to replicate. This creates strong barriers to entry. The third example is the Prime ecosystem. Prime is not just free shipping, it's including video streaming, music, exclusive deals, and fast delivery option. Over time, customers become deeply integrated into the system, which increasing switching costs that makes Prime a powerful and mobile resource because it's built long-term customer loyalty. Finally, Amazon organization culture is also key immobile resource. The company emphasizes customer obsession. long-term strategic thinking, and data-driven decision making. Culture developed over time and is socially complex, which make it very difficult for our competitors to copy. Overall, these heterogeneous and immobile resources create strong barriers to entry and support Amazon's sustainability competitive advantage.
Amazon's isolating mechanisms. As mentioned in Lecture 3, isolating mechanisms don't isolate the company, but rather protect resources, capabilities, and competencies that underlie a firm's competitive advantage. Low prices, variety, delivery, and adaptability, fulfillment, commitment to customers' deliveries sums up Amazon's isolating mechanisms. Amazon's strengths may be able to be decoded, but they can't be duplicated. Extensive logistics network, this is also their fulfillment centers. It would be very difficult and expensive for another company to attempt to replicate Amazon's process for logistics. Economies of scale. With Amazon being a large distributor, they operate at large volumes and can spread cost across products, services, and customers. Customer loyalty and prime infrastructure. Customer loyalty is important because it creates long-term relationships. These consumers are loyal to a subscription and also Amazon service. Data and technology advancements. Amazon collected and analyzes large amounts of customer and operational data, pushing product recommendations. This is also known as personalized ads. Marketplace network effects. Amazon's customer base brings in sellers. Sellers make Amazon more money. And then on the other hand, sellers attract more customers, and customers make Amazon money. It's a cycle. Also, Amazon's shipping speed. Who doesn't see an Amazon truck at least once a day? Shipping is fast and reliable. This is Amazon's main source of customer loyalty because consumers know that their package will come within 2 days. Other companies would have to make expensive investments to offer what Amazon offers to match their logistics and infrastructure.
When we look at Amazon's value chain, we can see how those competitive advantages are built into everyday operations. The process begins with how Amazon manages suppliers and inventory. Instead of simply reacting to demand, the company uses advanced data systems to forecast purchasing patterns and position products strategically across its network. This approach improves efficiency and reduces delays. Within fulfillment centers, automation and robotics increase speed and consistency while lowering costs. At the same time, AWS provides a digital infrastructure that supports both Amazon's internal systems and external clients. The connection between physical logistics and digital capabilities strengthens the entire organization. Delivery is another key advantage. By expanding control over its own logistics network, Amazon has made fast shipping the standard. That reliability reinforces brand promise of convenience and keeps customers coming back. Marketing and service are also driven by data. Personalized recommendations and dynamic pricing increase the likelihood of purchase, while Prime membership encourages loyalty and recurring revenue. Easy returns and strong customer support reduce buyer hesitation, which further strengthens trust. All of these activities are supported by ongoing investment in technology, infrastructure, and talent. As a result, Amazon has developed core competencies in operating at massive scale while maintaining speed and personalization. The company is able to balance cost efficiency with differentiation, which is difficult for most competitors to achieve at the same time. Ultimately, every part of Amazon's value chain reinforces strengths in efficiency, innovation, and customer experience.